So good day to all of you. We continue our next point, that is in vitro dissolution model. So in last lecture we studied the official models or methods. Next point we study the unofficial methods of this in vitro dissolution. So first, that is rotating or static disk method. So in this method, which is developed by Eno Nelson and which is described by the Levy and the Sally. So in this method, the drug which is compressed in a non-disintegrating disk without excipient. So first, the drug which is compressed on this non-disintegrating disk without any excipients. Then this disk which is mounted, this type of this is a non-disintegrating disk. So the drug will be compressed on this disk. Then this disk is mounted in the holder so that only one phase can be exposed to this dissolution medium, and this holder and the disc are immersed into this medium, and it is held fixed at position in which is static disk method, and it will be rotate at given speed in the rotating disk method. Then after this complete, due to rotation, the drug will be dissolved into the dissolution medium. After sufficient time or predetermined time, samples are collected. Samples will be collected and then analyzed. And so surface area of the drug through which dissolution occur will be kept constant during this dissolution rate. So जो surface area आपण यूज करणार आहोत किंवा आपण जो डिस्क यूज करणार आहोत त्याचा surface area किंवा drug असेल, it kept constant during this dissolution rate process. Okay, so this is the first process which is used for in vitro unofficial method, which is used for in vitro dissolution. Next method, that is beaker method. So which is reported by Levy and Hayes in 1960. So it is similar to this first method. So the dissolution medium is 250, that is 250 ml of 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid at 37 degrees Celsius, which is placed into the 400 ml beaker. So first, this dissolution medium, that is 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid, which are placed into this 400 ml beaker. Then this is agitation by blade using polyethylene stirrer, which is, so this medium which is agitated by, or this is mixed by this stirrer like 3-blade polyethylene stirrer, which has diameter 5 centimeter, and it will be rotated at 60 rpm. So stirrer which is immersed into the depth of 2 centimeter in medium and in the center. Then tablet which are placed into the beaker, then tablet which is placed into the beaker, and after completion or stirring, the sample will be collected. The sample, after sufficient predetermined time, samples will be removed and they are assessed for content. So this is the beaker method which is used for the in vitro dissolution. Next method, similar to this beaker, when we use RBF, that is round bottom flask. So this is developed by Pule in 1969. So it includes RBF and the stirring element, which is similar to this beaker method. So this RBF, which is used to avoid the formation of this RBF used because it avoid formation of this mold of particle into the different position on the flat bottom of beaker. So it is similar, same tablet will be placed into this beaker, is RBF or flask. Then after sufficient predetermined time, sample will be collected and then analyzed. Next method, peristalsis method. So this will be this is similar to the our GI peristaltic movement. This is similar to this method which is used for the similar to the GI motility. Okay, so it is stimulated to the hydrodynamic condition of GIT tract. It will be stimulated, or it is similar to the hydrodynamic condition of GI tract into the in vitro dissolution device. In this method, which consists of a rigid pipe of plastic which is rigid plastic cylindrical tubing, or this tubing which is fitted with septum and a rubber stopper at both ends. So it consists of rigid plastic cylindrical tubing or like pipe fitted with septum and the rubber stopper at both ends. The dissolution chamber consists of space between the septum and the lower stopper. So at this bottom, or at this space between septum and the lower stopper will be the dissolution chamber. On in this dissolution, there is dissolution medium will be pumped. So dissolution medium will be pumped into uh, this rigid plastic pipe, plastic tubing or tubing. So dissolution is pumped with the peristaltic action through this process form, and then it will be sampled through the peristaltic movement. So pump, due to pump, the dissolution medium will pump into this tubing. So it causes peristaltic movement like into the GIT. So similar to the GIT. So there will be the release of the drug through this peristaltic movement and then analyze. Next, rotating bottle method. So it consists of rack of to hold the sampled drug product into the bottle, then capped tightly, and it will be rotated at 37 degrees Celsius temperature in water bath. So similar, the sample will be placed into the bottle containing uh, dissolution medium. Okay, then it will be kept tightly, or it will be capped tightly, and it will be rotated at 37 degrees temperature into water bath. And then after this, sample are decanted through the mesh screen. Then sample are decanted through the mesh screen, and the residue cell, it will be analyzed. So this is a rotating bottle method. Next, dialysis method. So it consists of cell which is consists of 32 inflated membrane, and which is plugged at lower end, and which is plugged at lower end by tight fitting cylinder Perfex box. So this dialysis method consists of cell which is 32 inflated membrane. Then it is plugged at lower end by tight fitting cylindrical Perfex box, and the upper end of the tube which is held by the thin Perfex ring, which is inserted into the tubing and which is secured by the elastic band. So first there is a membrane which is connected at the lower end, will be connected with cylindrical Perfex box, and upper end will be upper end of the membrane will consist of tube which connected with thin Perfex ring, which is inserted into the tube and which is secured by this elastic band. The cell suspended, this cell will be suspended. This cell will be suspended from the arm of the tablet disintegration apparatus. So the cell will be suspended into the tablet disintegration apparatus, which is containing dosage form in the 150 ml of distilled water at 37 degrees Celsius. So this cell, which is suspended from the arm of tablet disintegration apparatus and which is containing the dosage form in a 150 ml of distilled water at 37 degrees Celsius. Then the cell will be raised or lowered at 30 times in a minute. The cell will be raised or lowered 30 times a minute into the 50 ml of distilled water at the same temperature. The agitation by slightly flexing and stretching of the dialysis membrane. So simple. The agitation or movement is due to the stretching or flexing of this dialysis membrane as it enters and it leaves the bath, and it will be rotated, and this will be rotated at 60 rpm. So after this, the content sample will be dissolved, then simple sample will be collected from this and then analyzed. So this is a dialysis method. Next method, diffusion cell. So this is a static or flow through the diffusion cell are used to characterize in vitro drug release and the permeation of kinetics from the topical drug products. For example, ointments, cream, and transdermal drug products. So this is the diffusion cell. This is a diffusion cell which is mainly used for the in vitro dissolution of this ointment, cream, and transdermal products. So this is in the on this diffusion cell. there is mainly this is known as a Frank diffusion cell, which is a static diffusion system which is used to characterize drug permeation through the skin model. The skin or this membrane, which is mounted on this is a membrane or the skin will be mounted, and this Frank diffusion cell and drug will be placed on this skin surface or on the membrane. Then this drug will be permeate through the skin, and which is present, or it will be transferred into this dissolution medium. Okay, so first drug will be permeate across the skin into the receptor containing fluid component. It may be, so there is a dissolution medium in this. Then after this sample, after the sufficient time or predetermined sample which is collected through the sampling port, sample will be collected from this sampling port and it will be analyzed. So this system which is used for the selection of appropriate formulation that has optimum drug delivery. So these Frank diffusion cell are mostly used for the ointment, creams, and the in vitro dissolution of the ointments, cream, and the transdermal product. So these are the in vitro methods, unofficial methods which is used for the dissolution of any dosage form. Next point, in vitro. Next point, that is in vitro and in vitro in vivo correlation, which is called as the IV-IVC. So which is called as the IV-IVC, that is in vitro in vivo correlation. So a simple in vitro dissolution test on the drug product will be insufficient to predict its therapeutic effect. म्हणजे नुसतं आपण इन विट्रो टेस्ट करून आपण एखाद्या ड्रगची ड्रग प्रोडक्टची सफिशियंट किंवा इनसफिशियंट आपण किंवा त्याची थेरॅप्युटिक इफिशियन्सी आहे किंवा त्याची थेरॅप्युटिक किंवा फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट आपण कॅल्क्युलेट किंवा आपण मेजर करू शकत नाही. सो दे गिव्ह लेस इन्फॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम दिस dissolution state. So convincing the correlation between this in vitro dissolution behavior of the drug and its in vivo bioavailability must be experimentally demonstrated to guaranteed reproducibility of the biological response. So we correlate the drug behavior into the in vitro dissolution and their bioavailability, that drug which has bioavailability into the in vivo. So from this data we correlate this data and demonstrate a reproducibility of the biological response. So this in vitro or in vitro in vivo correlation, which is defined as the definition of this in vitro or in vivo correlation, that is IV-IVC. So it predictable mathematical model that can be described. So this is a mathematical model which describes the relationship between in vitro properties such as rate and extent of dissolution of dosage form and in vivo response, that is plasma concentration of a drug or amount of the drug into absorb, that is bioavailability. Okay, so this is the this in vitro or in vivo correlation, it is a predictive mathematical model which describes the relationship between the in vivo properties such as rate and extent of amount of dissolution of the dosage form and in vivo response, that is plasma concentration and amount of the drug will be absorbed. The main objective of this developing or evaluating this IV-IVC to enable the dissolution test to serve as a surrogate or alternate for in vivo bioavailability study in the human being. So main objective or main purpose ka hai, developing that IV-IVC, that is developing this IV-IVC to ensure or enable the dissolution state as an alternate for bioavailability study, in vivo bioavailability study in the human. म्हणजे एखादी जी प्रोसेस आहे ही हे मॉडेल प्रिपेअर करण्याचं इम्पॉर्टंट काय, जे डिझोल्युशन टेस्ट आहे ती आपल्याला अल्टरनेट टेस्ट फॉर प्रेडिक्शन ऑफ दिस इन विवो बायोबिलिटी ऑफ द इन द ह्यूमन स्टडीज. Okay, so this is a main objective of this in vitro and in vivo correlation. Then application of this developing IV-IVC, that is in vitro in vivo correlation. So first application, it ensure the batch-to-batch consistency in physiological performance of the drug product by use of some in vitro values. So for ensuring the batch-to-batch consistency in the physiological performance of the drug by using these in vitro values, then it is served as a tool in the development of the new dosage form with a desired in vivo performance. It is second application, that is it serves as a tool for development of new dosage form which comparison or desired to their in vivo performance. And third will be the to assist the in validating or settling the dissolution specification. So this developing application of this IVIVC is important for validating the or setting the dissolution specification. So कुठला नवीन डोसेज फॉर्म किंवा एखादा असेल त्याचं आपल्याला व्हॅलिडेशन किंवा एखादी डिझोल्युशन स्पेसिफिकेशन काय असायला पाहिजे ते आपण असिस्ट करू शकतो बाय फ्रॉम दिस IVIVC, that is resolution specification which is based on the performance of the product in vivo. So this is the application of this IVIVC. Next, there are two types of approaches which are correlation between the dissolution testing and viability can be developed. So in IVIVC, there are two approaches where they are correlated with dissolution test and their viability of the drug. So first approach, by establishing relation usually linear between the in vitro dissolution and in vivo viability parameters. So first approach, establishment of the linear relationship between in vitro dissolution and the in vivo viability parameters. Next approach, by using the data from the previous viability studies to modify the dissolution methodology in the order to arrive meaningful in vitro in vivo correlation. So second approach, that is previously जे आपण घेतलेले previously जर जो डाटा आहे viability एखाद्या ड्रगचा स्टडी डिसोल्युशन स्टडीचा तो आपण मॉडिफाय करून आपल्याला प्रॉपर मीनिंगफुल प्रॉपर असेल इन विट्रो कोरिलेशन डेव्हलप करायचं. सो दिस इज सेकंड अप्रोच ऑफ दिस IVIVC. Next, some often used to quantitative linearity between the correlation. So there are three types of in vitro, in vivo linear correlations. So first, correlation based upon, there are quantitative linear correlations which will be used. First correlation, that is correlation based upon plasma level data. Second, correlation based upon urinary excretion data, and next will be the correlation based upon pharmacological response. So first, that is correlation based upon the plasma level data. So in this, there is a linear relationship between dissolution parameters such as percent drug dissolve, rate of dissolution, rate of constant dissolution, etc., and parameters which is obtained from plasma level data such as percent drug absorb, rate of drug absorption, Cmax, that is peak plasma concentration, Tmax, ultimate time required, K, absorption constant, and etc. They are developed. For example, percent drug dissolve versus percent drug absorb plot. So formation of graph against drug dissolve versus percent drug absorb. So it is a correlationship between plasma drug level data. त्याच्यामध्ये linear relationship कशामध्ये असेल, डिसोल्युशन टेस्टिंग आणि किती ड्रग ऍब्सॉर्ब झालाय त्याचे रिलेशन, त्याच्यामध्ये डिसोल्युशन पॅरामीटर्स मध्ये कुठले असतील, किती ड्रग डिझॉल्व्ह झालाय, किती पर्सेंट ड्रग डिझॉल्व्ह झालाय, त्याचा किती रेट आहे डिझोल्युशनचा, आणि रेट कॉन्स्टंट फॉर त्याचा रेट कॉन्स्टंट किती आहे. So K will be the in the rate constant कसं आहे. And secondly, पॅरामीटर प्लाझ्मा लेवल डाटा मध्ये काय असणार आहे, पर्सेंट ड्रग किती ऍब्सॉर्ब झालाय, रेट ऑफ ऍब्सॉर्प्शन किती आहे, पीक प्लाझ्मा कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन आहे, किती हायस्ट टायमिंग आहे, आणि ऍब्सॉर्प्शन रेट कॉन्स्टंट किती आहे, that is K, that is which is developed from this correlation based plasma level data. Second, correlation based upon the urinary excretion data. So dissolution rate parameters correlate with amount of the drug will be excreted in the unchanged urine. So and the cumulative amount of the drug will be excreted as a function of the time. So it is a correlation between the dissolution parameters are correlated with amount of the drug will be excreted into the urine, and cumulative amount of the drug will be excreted at a function of the time. Okay. So third will be the third correlation, linear correlation. It is a correlation based upon pharmacological response. So an acute pharmacological effect such as LD15, that is lethal dose in animals, which is related to any dissolution parameter. So एखाद्या ड्रगचा किती लिथल डोस किंवा एका फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट एखाद्या अॅनिमल मध्ये आहे किंवा त्याचा फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट आहे विच इज कोरिलेट विथ डिसोल्युशन एनी डिसोल्युशन पॅरामीटर. सो दिस इज अ थर्ड. This is quantitative linear correlation, that is in vitro and in vivo. So this is based upon that is plasma level data. Second, urinary excretion. Third will be the pharmacological responses. There is a theory that is which is called as the statistical moment theory, which is also used to determine the relations such as mean dissolution time, that is in vitro, versus mean residence time in vivo. So the statistical moment theory will be determine the relations between किती mean dissolution time किती आहे म्हणजे outside the body, which is versus mean residence, एखादा ड्रग आपल्या बॉडी मध्ये किती राहतो. सो त्याचे काय dt will be determined by this statistical moment theory. Next point, that is IVIVC correlation levels. So in IVIVC or in vitro in vivo correlation, there are number of levels. So first level, that is called that is level A, B or C or multiple level C. These are the levels for which are used for the correlation in IVIVC. So first level, that is level A. It is the highest category of correlation. Level A है जी काय highest category of correlation, which represent point-to-point relation between the in vitro dissolution and in vivo rate of absorption. ह्या लेवल मध्ये लेवल ए मध्ये प्रत्येक पॉइंट टू पॉइंट म्हणजे प्रत्येक पॉइंट ड्रग डिसोल्युशनच्या प्रत्येक पॉइंट आणि इन विवो रेट ऑफ डिसोल्युशन प्रत्येक पॉइंटचं कोरिलेशन याच्यामध्ये रिप्रेझेंट करतात. दॅट इज इन विट्रो डिसोल्युशन अँड इन विवो absorption rate curve are superimposable and the mathematical description for both curves are same. So this shows, this represent or this correlation shows in vitro dissolution and in vivo absorption rate are superimposable and their mathematical description of both curves are same. There are some advantage of this level A correlation. So first, we know there is a point to point correlation will be developed in this level A. There is a point to point correlation between their dissolution, in vitro dissolution and in vivo absorption will be developed. Second, in vitro dissolution curve serve as a surrogate for the in vivo performance. So जो कर्व मिळेल आपला इन विट्रो डिसोल्युशन विच हॅज अल्टरनेट फॉर द इन विवो पर्पज, म्हणजे एखाद्या ड्रगचा इन विवो किती डिसोल्युशन झालंय विच इज सरोगेट टू द इन विवो परफॉर्मन्स. And any change in the manufacturing procedure or modification in the formula can be justified without any need for the additional human studies. So ह्या प्रोसेसमुळे किंवा ह्याची ही अल्टरनेट मेथड यूज केल्यामुळे काय होतं, जरी आपण कुठली मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग प्रोसेस यूज केली, चेंज केली किंवा मॉडिफिकेशन फॉर्म्युला केलं तरी काय आपण कुठल्याही ॲनिमल स्टडीज ह्युमन स्टडीज न करता ऍडिशनल ह्युमन स्टडीज न करता आपण काय करू शकतो त्याचे डाटा किंवा आपण रिलेट करू शकतो. सो सिमिलर विच इज अल्टरनेट आपण डाटा रिलेट करू शकतो फ्रॉम दिस इन विट्रो डिसोल्युशन ऑफ दॅट ड्रग टू द इन विवो absorption. Next will be the next advantage in vivo dissolution. In vivo dissolution serve as a in vivo indicating quality control procedure for predicting dosage form performance. So जे इन विवो डिसोल्युशन मिळतंय विच इज ऍक्ट जे आपल्या इन विवो डिसोल्युशन आपल्याला मिळेल विच सर्व ॲज अ इन विवो इंडिकेटिंग क्वालिटी कंट्रोल प्रोसिजर. त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं की क्वालिटी कंट्रोल प्रोसिजर आहे एखाद्या डोसेज फॉर्मचे आपण काय प्रिडिक्शन करतो किंवा आपण डोसेज फॉर्मची परफॉर्मन्स आपण प्रिडिक्ट करू शकतो फ्रॉम दिस इन विवो डिसोल्युशन. तोच आपण यूज करून काय करू शकतो क्वालिटी कंट्रोल प्रोसिजरचे परफॉर्मन्स आपण प्रेडिक्ट करू शकतो फ्रॉम दिस लेवल ए correlation. Next, level B. So the level B utilize the principle of statistical moment theory. Level B utilize the principle of this statistical moment theory. The mean in vitro dissolution time compared with the mean resident time or mean time in the in vivo dissolution time. So statistical moment माहिती आहे आपल्याला, it will be determine the mean in vitro dissolution time and the versus in vivo resident time or in mean vivo dissolution time. So this correlation is not a point to point correlation. So level B correlation hai, which is not point to point correlation. So there are numbers of in vivo curve that will be produced similar mean resident time value. So ह्याच्यामध्ये काय होतं, लेवल बी मध्ये हे पॉइंट टू पॉइंट कोरिलेशन नाही, त्यामुळे काय होतात इन विवो कर्व काय होतात, नंबर ऑफ इन विवो कर्व त्याच्यामुळे काय इन्क्रीज होतात, विल बी प्रोड्यूस सिमिलर टू द जे मीन रेसिडेंट टाइम्स आहे त्याच्यावेळी काय होतं नंबर ऑफ कर्व प्रिपेअर किंवा फॉर्म होतात. इट इज फॉर रिझन वन कॅनॉट बी रिलाय अपॉन द लेवल बी कोरिलेशन. सो त्याच्यामुळे आपण सेकंड लेवल बी वर आपण रिलाय राहू शकत नाही टू जस्टिफाय द चेंज इन द मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग ऑर मॉडिफिकेशन. सो त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला काय मिळत नाही, सुपर इम्पॉसिबल डाटा किंवा ज्याच्यामध्ये पॉइंट टू पॉइंट डाटा मिळतो. लेवल ए मध्ये काय असतं, पॉइंट टू पॉइंट डाटा फ्रॉम इन विट्रो डिझोल्युशन अँड इन विवो ऍब्सॉर्प्शन. फक्त लेवल बी मध्ये काय पॉइंट टू पॉइंट कोरिलेशन आपल्याला मिळत नाही, त्याच्यामध्ये नंबर ऑफ विवो कोर्स फॉर्म होतात विच इज सिमिलर टू रेसिडेंट टाइम. सो आपण ह्या लेवल बी ला कोरिलेशन वर आपण डिपेंड राहू शकत नाही फॉर द जस्टिफिकेशन और जस्टिफाय द चेंज इन मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग और मॉडिफिकेशन. जर एखाद्या प्रोडक्टचा फॉर्म्युला चेंज किंवा मॉडिफिकेशन चेंज केली तर आपण त्याच्यावर रिलाय किंवा आपण त्याच्यावर डिपेंड राहू शकत नाही, बिकॉज दिस कोरिलेशन विच इज नॉट डेव्हलप point to or shows point to point correlation. This level not shows point to point correlation. Moreover, the in vitro data cannot be used for the quality control standard. So this in vitro data cannot be used for the quality control. So as compared to the level A, in level A the in vivo data will be used in vivo data will be used as a quality control standard, but in this level B in vitro data cannot be used for the quality control standards. Then level C, then next level, that is level C, it is a single point correlation. Level C का है, single point correlation है, it will be related dissolution time, it will be related dissolution time, that is T50% etc. Example T50% etc. Also it relates the one of the dissolution time point to the one pharmacological parameter. याच्यामध्ये काय असेल, लेवल सी जे काय आहे सिंगल पॉइंट कोरिलेशन, म्हणजे एखादा सिंगल पॉइंट वर होतं काय, एक सिंगल असेल काय असेल किंवा एखादा सिंगल पॉइंट असेल, इट कोरिलेट विथ अनदर डाटा और पॅरामीटर. सो द डिसोल्युशन टाइम पॉइंट विच इज कोरिलेट विथ द वन फार्माकोकायनेटिक पॅरामीटर सच एज AUC, area under the curve, Tmax, ultimate time, maximum time, or Cmax, that is peak plasma concentration. So this level is generally used only the guide information of development and quality control owing its obvious limitations. So this level C, which is generally useful for only the guide formulation development or quality control to the obvious limitation. Next level, that is multiple level C. So this it is correlation involving one or several pharmacokinetic parameters to the amount of the drug dissolved at various time points. So level C मध्ये पण फक्त काय पण single point correlation होतं from one dissolution time point to correlate with one pharmacokinetic parameter, but into the multiple level C correlation there is one or several parameters are correlated to the amount of the drug will be dissolved at different time points. So these are the levels of this IVIVC or in vitro or in vivo dissolution. So we stop here. Next point will be studied in the next lecture.